Lake Tahoe Airport. Automated weather observation. 0106 Zulu. Weather. Wind. 020 at 6. Visibility 10. Clear below 12,000. Temperature -6. Celsius. Dew point -1. 5. Altimeter 3002.
Turkey ground, this is Twin Cessna 799er Victor Delta with the latest ATIS. We'd like south departure over the lake.
Twin Cessna 9er Victor Delta, runway 29er taxi via Alpha, cross runway 20, and taking your direction of flight.
9er Victor Delta, runway 29, cross runway 20 via Alpha, and we're going to be heading south to the Ritchie waypoint over the lake.
Roger.
There we go.
The clouds are kind of, isn't as cloudy. It was more cloudy before.
Yep. Looks good. Okay. Brakes hold. That's me. Flight control screen correct. That's up. That's down. It feels normal. That's up. That's down. Truckee Tower, this is Twin Cessna 799er Victor Delta, ready for our left downwind, then south departure.
Twin Cessna 9er Victor Delta, proceed via the bypass departure, then on course, runway 29er cleared for takeoff, wind calm.
Runway 29er, clear for takeoff. I don't know what the hell he said, bypass. What the hell the bypass departure is. I'm assuming that that's whatever the hell I just said I was gonna do. Alright, you're hitting our one working instrument for navigation.
Help you out.
Okay. So we know the fuel flow is going to be out. Pitch step roll, make sure throttle up, gear up, flaps up, identify, verify, tether. Pause ready to climb, gear come up. Tap the brakes.
Eno 3 Kilo Papa, runway 29er, clear to land, wind calm. Clear to land, 3 Kilo Papa.
Ready to climb is good. We have max performance climb here. Alright, blue line, you're up. Oh, train. Nice. Five to 10-5.
I'll go ahead and start my oxygen.
Alright, go ahead.
Reduction.
Reduce to 2,500. Climb at full throttle. $10.5 really gonna put us right in the clouds there. Alright, well let's just stick at 10. We'll stay here at 10. I'll reduce the throttle. Actually, wait, no, throttle can remain the same. All I gotta do is reduce the mixture here. Left engine. Okay. That's good. I'll just reduce this guy back to the spot. And see what his exhaust gas temperature is. And I'll reduce the throttle, or the prop rather, 2,300. And reduce this guy back to 2,300. Okay, and we're good to go. Let's take it here at 10,000. Want to go to 10,500, but the clouds look like they're right at 10,500.
Twin Niner Victor Delta, finger change approved, have a good flight.
Niner Victor Delta, and for flight following, we would tune to 127.95, right?
Twin Niner Victor Delta, affirmative.
Niner Victor Delta, thanks.
Roger.
Roger. Alright, before we do that though, let's, both boot pumps are on. Push us due to left aux.
Let's freeze it right here. On our flight into Truckee, we had to burn a lot more fuel than anticipated. While we definitely had enough fuel to get us to Byron, it would require that we burn the fuel from our auxiliary tanks. Thus, it was very important for the auxiliary tanks to work. I have just switched the left engine fuel selector switch to the left auxiliary tank. Let's see what happens.
Are we good?
I hope so. Feels a little rotating. I got to descend a little bit here. Does feel a little rotating though.
We currently have an engine failure, but which one? I've intuitively put in the correct flight control inputs, or we'd be rolling and yawing to the dead engine. However, due to the high altitude, the engine that is working is producing much less power. Thus, the asymmetric thrust that it is creating is much lower and therefore making it a little harder to identify which is the working engine and which is the failed engine. Fortunately, we have a lot of altitude to work with. There is one instrument clearly showing which engine has failed. There are two other instruments that show which engine has failed, but it is much harder to tell. Can you figure out which instrument shows most clearly which engine has failed? I'll give you a little time. If you guess the exhaust gas temperature gauge, then you guessed correct. Let's see how long it takes me to figure it out.
Let's check. Alright. Yeah, it wouldn't go faster if it wasn't, but it does feel a little rotaty though. And that's pretty bad.
What causes, what would do that?
Ah. There we go.
Need more mixture?
Yeah, interesting. Alright, well, now you know.
Are we
Okay, so the exhaust gas temperature went down.
Are we
So we were in engine failure. That was very difficult to determine. I'm gonna give it a little bit more mixture. is coming back up. Change frequency.
So how did I do? Let's take a look at the stats. I pitched the nose down. I stepped on the rudder on the side of the good engine. I rolled in the direction of the good engine. It took approximately 1 minute and 11 seconds from engine failure until I recognized which engine had failed and then implement the proper corrective actions. We lost approximately 800 feet of altitude from 10,000 feet to around 9,200 feet. Why did it take so long? Well, I wanted to make absolutely sure I did not turn off the working engine. Normally, at lower altitudes, where the working engine has more asymmetric thrust, it is much more noticeable which engine is dead, and the engine instruments are much more clear as to which engine is no longer working. At this higher altitude, with the boost pumps on and a partially not working fuel flow gauge, there appeared to be fuel still flowing to the engine. The RPM gauge also was not too helpful, as the good engine was dragging the dead engine's propeller, making it look like the dead engine still had RPM. Just as a comparison, let's look at the intentional engine failure I did for my multi-engine maneuvers video. In this video, I reduced the mixture to idle on the left engine and did not have the boost pumps on. As the fuel in the fuel line burns off, the pressure gauge drastically changes position as compared to the working engine. You can also notice that at lower altitude, the propeller on the dead engine also drastically changes as compared to the working engine. Thus, it is much easier to determine the dead engine when at lower altitude, with the boost pump off and the working engine producing more power, which in turn needs a lot more rudder than at higher altitudes. So why did the engine fail in the first place? The engine fell due to the fact that when you switch to the auxiliary tanks, you will need more fuel pressure to keep the engines running, even though the fuel flow and pressure was set when on the main tanks. You can see this fuel pressure drop right after I switch the main tanks to the auxiliary tanks.
So 535.
Are you gonna do the other one?
Yeah, we're gonna do it in just a moment.
707 from center to center maintain flight level 280.
Give this guy a little bit more mixture here. While we do that. Alright, now we'll switch this guy to right aux. Oakland Center, this is Twin Cessna 799er Victor Delta with request.
Okay, put the request, say your call sign.
Yeah, this is Twin Cessna 799er Victor Delta, just about to cross the Ritchie waypoint over the Lake Tahoe. We like flight following to Byron Airport.
799er Victor Delta, just cross 3605.
3605.
799er Victor Delta, radar contact as stated. Lake Tahoe altimeter 2999er, and clear your type of plane and destination.
Yeah, this is Twin Cessna 799er Victor Delta. We'll be flying to Spook and then to Byron, which is Charlie 83.
Roger, what's the identifier for your plane?
Oh yeah, Cessna 310.
Center Delta 2736, flight level 300.
Am I allowed to ask for a little cabin heat?
Gonna burn gas.
1 gallon per hour, right?
Might need that 1 gallon per hour.
Okay, well just letting you know I have 3 jackets on and I'm shattering.
Oakland, Spirit Wing, 3209, 25.5, descending 240.
So is there another airport closer than Byron?
There probably is.
Why did you choose Byron? Just for the
Cheapest gas.
Well, we'll theoretically be flying over airports, right? So
Yeah.
we could stop at Sacramento if we needed.
Yep.
Or whatever that other one was over there.
Yep. I'll turn the heater on. Here it goes. Alright, so we're only 80 miles away. And in about, I don't know, 50 miles we'll start our slow descent.
Do you think that that's enough fuel to get us there?
We haven't even burned through our aux tanks. It's not even 20 minutes on our aux tanks. Would have been 555 on my watch. So we'll have another 14 minutes.
Climb 53, Oakland Center, Roger.
And we just put gas back into the tanks.
022.
So they each have 10 gallons, and we burn 10 gallons an hour, we're fine.
Oakland Center 13. Number 799er Victor Delta, contact NorCal approach on 123.7, good day.
123.7, Niner Victor Delta.
November 799er Victor Delta, NorCal approach, Sacramento, altimeter 3016, say destination.
So Niner Victor Delta, we're 10,500 and destination is Byron Airport. Alright, so we're 11 miles out. I'm going to reduce the throttle here. Pull back just for a second. Get below 180.
Negative traffic for
Flaps.
5 Alpha Tango. 5 Alpha Tango, traffic's no longer a factor.
Have my headlamp on. Below 160. So the one unlighted thing is that. I'll probably need full flaps.
We're Niner Victor Tango, and you're ready to terminate flight power.
2. Props full forward.
Correction, Niner
down, 3
Victor
degrees.
Delta, you ready to terminate flight power?
Okay. And now we're going to switch to mains.
November 7 Niner Victor Delta, Narco.
It's 9er Victor Delta.
Niner Victor Delta, radar services terminated. Squawk VFR, frequency change approved. Good day.
9er Victor Delta, squawk VFR, frequency change approved. We're going to turn a little bit to the south-ish. That we can go right base, runway 32. We actually got to be a little south of the airport. Fire and traffic, this is Twin Cessna 799er Victor Delta, about 5 miles east of the airport. We're going to make a right base, runway 30, fire and traffic.
Fire and traffic, morning 6905 November, is about 5 miles southwest. Inbound for landing, runway 30, will cross midfield, runway 30, follow the Twin Cessna. Alright.
So landing lights on. Exit light on. Boost pumps on. Gas on full tanks. Undercarriage. On the mirror. Fixtures and props. Now you can see the flasher, right?
Yeah, I see it.
Fire and traffic, Twin Cessna 799 Victor Delta is on a right base, runway 30, fire and traffic.
Fire traffic, Bonanza 152 Tango, 5 miles to the east, inbound for right traffic, 30. Cameron Park, traffic, Delta, mile 41, Cameron Park.
Undercarriage down. Trains, mixtures and prop. Fire and traffic, 9er Victor Delta on final for runway 30, fire and traffic.
Fire traffic, morning 6905 November, crossing runway 30 midfield, 1300.